In this video, we perform the update operation. You'll see how we modify existing account data and update it successfully in our database. First, we create a function called loadDataInform for update. This function will load the selected account data into the form, so that we can perform the update operation easily. Now, we pass the account ID into this function. Using this ID, we can fetch the specific account details and load them into the form for the update operation. Next, we create the loadDataInform for update function inside our Ajax file. In this function, we pass the selected account ID into the parameters and send it through an Ajax call. This will allow us to load the data of the specific account into the form for the update operation. Before moving ahead, we first check if the ID is passed correctly by showing it in an alert box. This helps us confirm that the selected account's ID is being sent properly for the update operation. We successfully received the correct ID in the alert box. This confirms that the selected account's ID is being passed properly. Now, we can use this ID to fetch the account details and load them into the form for performing the update operation. Now, we write the Ajax call function, which will send a request to our server. In this function, we are calling the account master servlet with the command action loadDataInform for update. We are passing the account ID as parameters using the post method. Once the server responds, we will handle the result and load the selected account data into the form for the update operation. Now, let's move to the controller part. Here we are creating a method loadDataInform for update inside our Spring MVC controller. This method takes the ID as a request parameter. With the help of this ID, we fetch the selected account details from the database using the service layer. After that, we add this account object into the modelAnd view. Finally, we return the viewNameUpdateAccount form, so that the selected account data will be preloaded into the form for performing the update operation. In this step, we are using @requestFrom with ID. This annotation helps us capture the ID value that we passed from our JavaScript function into the controller. So when the request comes with the ID parameter, Spring automatically maps it to our method variable int_id. Next, we create an object of modelAnd view and pass the viewName common. This tells Spring MVC which view to render when the request is processed. Now, we move to the repository interface and declare the loadDataInform for update function with an integer parameter ID. This function will return a map containing the data needed to populate the form for updating. Next, we implement all the abstract methods of the repository interface in the repository class. This provides the actual logic for database operations defined in the interface, including our loadDataInform for update method. Here, we override the loadDataInform for update method. We define a SQL query to select the ID, name, and balance from account data where the ID matches the given parameter. Then, we use jdbc_template.queryForMap to execute the query and return the result as a map. Now, we move to the service interface and declare the loadDataInformForUpdate method with an integer parameter ID. This ensures that the service layer defines a contract for loading data to populate the update form. Next, we implement all the abstract methods of the service interface in the service class. In the controller, we use the ModelEndView object to pass data to the view. First, we add the form data by calling service.loadDataInformForUpdate ID and store it with the key form data. Next, we add a process flag loadUpdate form to help the view determine which action to perform. Next, we open the common.jsp file from the GitHub repository link provided in the description and add the loadUpdate form section. This ensures that when the controller sets the process flag to loadUpdate form, the update form is displayed on the page. Finally, we run the project. This compiles the code, starts the Spring MVC application, and allows us to test the update form functionality in the browser. We encountered an error while running the project. Now, we need to check the console or logs to identify the cause and fix it before proceeding. We found the issue: the wrong table name was used in the query. It was account master, but the correct table name is account data. Let's update the query, save the changes, and run the project again to test it. This time, the project runs without any errors, but the form data is empty. This means the query executed successfully. Now, we need to update the common.jsp file so that the object names match exactly what we are passing from the controller. This ensures that the form fields receive the correct data and display it properly. Now the data is successfully loaded into the update form. This means our controller, service, repository, and JSP are all working together correctly to fetch and display the record for editing. In this video, we demonstrate how to perform the update operation when the user clicks the update button. First, we create the update account data function and link it to the form's onSubmit event. This function will handle the form submission and trigger the update operation when the update button is clicked. Now, we define the update account data function in our Ajax file. This function collects the form values for ID, name, and balance, builds the parameter string, and sends it via an Ajax post request to the update account data action in the controller. First, we add an alert to display the param string. This helps us verify that the form data is being collected correctly before sending it in the Ajax request. The alert shows the correct data, which means our form values are being collected properly. Now we can safely proceed to send this data through the Ajax request for updating the record. Now, we create the controller method for handling the update operation. We map it to accountmaster.com with the parameter cmd action equals update account data and accept a beans object containing the form data. Currently, we create a modeland view for the common view to process the request. Next, we move to the MyRepository interface and declare the updateAccountData method, which takes a beans object as a parameter and returns an integer indicating the number of records updated in the database. Now, we implement all the abstract methods of the repository interface in the repository class. This includes our updateAccountData method, where we write the actual SQL logic to update the record in the database using the data from the beans object. ext, we declare the updateAccountData method in the service interface. This ensures that the service layer defines a contract for updating account data, which the controller can call. Now, we implement all the abstract methods of the service interface in MyServiceImpl. This includes our updateAccountData method, which calls the repository method to perform the actual database update. In the controller, we call the updateAccountData method from the service and pass the beans object containing the form data. We then add the result to the ModelAndView object with the key successToUpdate to indicate whether the update was successful. In common.jsp, we already added the code to display success or error messages. It checks if successToUpdate is not empty. If the value is greater than 0, a success alert is shown, otherwise, an error alert is displayed, letting the user know if the account update failed. Now, let's run the project and test the update operation to make sure it is working correctly. We will submit the form and verify that the account data is updated and the appropriate success or error message is displayed. The data has been updated successfully. This confirms that our controller, service, repository, and JSP are all working together correctly to perform the update operation. Now, let's test all the operations again: create, read, update, and delete, to ensure that every functionality of our account management system is working properly. In this final video of the playlist, we have successfully tested all the operations, create, read, update, and delete, and confirmed that everything is working properly. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tutorials.